Who want one last trip to the long trail?
The company Bandai Namco has been seriously changed. This company is not the same company that we were experiencing in the year like 2020, 2019, 2018. Like that era of Bandai Namco truly is over. They have put out so many great games, but not only great games, successful games. The success of those games has completely changed everything that they're doing. And this is kind of how it works, right? When a company finds success, they try to imitate it, they try to copy it. The two main games that's like driving this change, in my opinion, I don't know, there may be some other ones, but you got to talk about Elden Ring. Elden Ring was honestly one of the best games like in a long time. It was a full package game. Saying that in the year 2024, it really holds so much value. Where games try to splinter and fracture the content and like stuff that's supposed to be in the game at launch, they try to sever it and give it to you later. Elden Ring didn't do that. It was the best thing we had, honestly, like in one of the worst times. Like there was a global pandemic going on, and that game gave a lot of people, and during that hard time, people got a incredible game. That game is a big reason why Bandai Namco is making the decisions that they are today. But I also would like to give a little bit of credit to Tekken 7. Tekken 7 was a huge success. You gotta talk about Tag 2 being the worst selling Tekken of all time. If you put all the games in the list, Tag 2's at the bottom. That game nearly killed the franchise. I know saying it now, bro, is crazy. It's like saying like, it was such a long time ago, and the franchise that took such a 360 to where we can't even quantify that as being real. But that's all because of what Tekken 7 has accomplished. From Tag 2 selling 2.5 million or 1.5, from Tekken 7 to being the most successful, most record-breaking Tekken ever. That game was insanely successful. They made so much money off the DLC, so much money just off the game itself. That game was made with such a small, I don't want to say a small budget, but just a small budget in comparison to Tag 2 and also Tekken 8. And the amount of rewards it got was insane. And like I said, Tekken 7 and Elden Ring combined changed the way that Bandai Namco is making games. Here's a news article here that kind of shows the way their whole ideology is changing. It says Bandai Namco has revealed it recently canceled 5 games, saying it plans stricter quality control in the future. This is such a massive thing because something else you got to talk about is a game like Soulcalibur. Soulcalibur also kind of released in the era of Tekken 7 as well, but that game didn't reach nearly as much success as Tekken 7 did. I'm not going to say it was a bad game. It wasn't a bad game at all. It was more so just an average, like a little bit of below average fighting game. It was able to obtain a die-hard fan base. There's a lot of people who want to see Soulcalibur 7, but the game just wasn't really truly successful. It didn't get as much DLC and as much support as Tekken 7 did. And you can even say, like, I don't want to say Dragon Ball Z Fighters, but you do just gotta acknowledge how that game didn't get the same level of support as Tekken 7. That game was struggling to get netcode, struggling to get updates. Yes, it was huge, but they just weren't supporting it the same way that they were supporting Tekken 7. And I think this is success of Tekken 7, Bandai Namco, there may be some others that I'm leaving out, but it changed the way that they're doing everything. Now, this may be for the better or it could be for the worse, because here it says they canceled 5 games. What those games are, we may never know. But them planning stricter quality control is an excellent thing, because on one hand, one of those 5 games could be Soulcalibur, but then on the other hand, one of those 5 games could not be Soulcalibur. And if it's not Soulcalibur, then that means that when Soulcalibur 7 does eventually come, that the quality of that game, the quality control being forced on that game will make it so much better. We see how Tekken 8 was marketed. This game truly had the best marketing that I've seen from a fighting game. From ads being placed all over UFC, all over Las Vegas, So many trailers, a excellent marketing campaign, releasing trailer after trailer after trailer, keeping the players engaged, making a whole entire year feel like a couple of months. Tekken 8 really was like an incredible marketing campaign, and it paid off hugely. Not only did the marketing campaign pay off, but also the game being a full package. You have 32 characters on the roster. That's pretty big. That's almost double Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat still can compete. It's a really solid game. If they apply that same ideology to Soulcalibur, then that game will be massive too when it drops. But the only thing that I think about, the only question we have to ask is, will they? Soulcalibur 6, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like a super success. It wasn't massive the way that Tekken 7 was. So will they put that kind of attention to detail, care, quality into Soulcalibur, or do they feel like it's no longer worth it? One way that I would like to look at it too is like they tried with two games, Tekken 7 and Soulcalibur, to see which one works. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, divide it, and maybe one could grow on to do something great, and that is Tekken 7. So will Soulcalibur also get a second chance as well? Because if TAC 2 told us anything, it's to never give up.